We're almost to Friday, and it's weather for Weather Geeks time on this Thursday afternoon. It turned out to be a pretty cloudy day today. We have been advertising for the last couple of days that this little system is likely to miss us to the south, and that is indeed happening in terms of the rain. But on the northern fringes of the rain, yeah, a pretty good shield of clouds has pushed up to about, the Ohio Turnpike or even farther north up towards I-90 this afternoon. If you look on the northern horizon mid-afternoon today, you'll see that sharp edge to the clouds up to the north of Youngstown. And as this continues to push south and east for the rest of the afternoon, I think that cloud shield will continue pushing south. It'll stop at a certain point, probably in Columbiana County, Lawrence County, maybe even parts of Mahoning County. It may stay pretty cloudy for the rest of the day, but the farther north you are, I think there can be some sunshine trying to work in before the afternoon is through. Let's throw a loop on this, taking us back a few hours into the late morning, early afternoon. You can see everything is generally shifting slowly east to southeast. Cleveland's getting in on a little sunshine here about 2 o'clock, and eventually, again, the northern part of our viewing area will get in on a little bit of sun. The rain, Columbus, Zanesville, right along I-70, continues to head off to our south. So we will stay dry for the rest of the day today. We will stay dry tonight, and most of us are going to stay dry tomorrow. We'll talk about tomorrow in a little more detail in just a second. Let's stop the loop here and take off the satellite picture, make this a little less busy. Temperatures are cool this afternoon with that cloud shield. It's not going to be as warm as it was yesterday, and yesterday was even just a shade below average, but we're going to be well below average for today. Only 54 here at 2 o'clock in Youngstown, 55 in Newcastle, and yeah, it's generally pretty much 7, 8, 9 degrees below average across the region this afternoon with the clouds around. Looking out to the west and the south, lots of warm air down in the deep south this afternoon, with a lot of 80s, even some 90s showing up in Texas. And the warmth over the next few days is going to continue to kind of build here across the middle of the country, and then some of it is going to come east early next week. But it's going to take until then before it comes far enough east for us to enjoy it, and it's going to come at a price for us. I do think some rain will accompany the warmth during the first half of next week. Some big-time storms out in parts of Missouri this afternoon. As far as the severe weather threat across the country, not a lot of big-ticket severe weather items to contend with today. This is mostly just heavy rain in Missouri. And the yellow shading here, enhanced or elevated risk of severe weather, Texas Panhandle, Oklahoma Panhandle, and a little sliver of Kansas as well. Let's talk about our weather here back home in eastern Ohio and western PA as we head into tomorrow. Of course, it's Friday. We've got high school football to worry about tomorrow. Last weekend, or last Friday, I should say, we had a pretty wet go of it after several nice Fridays in a row. I'm going to skip ahead to tomorrow here on our latest North American, or NAM model. Here's 11 o'clock in the morning. Our front is still kind of buried down here along the Ohio River at midday on Friday. As we head towards the afternoon, let's skip ahead to 4 p.m. School's out. People are going home from work and getting ready for maybe attending some high school games tomorrow evening. And you'll notice, again, the rain staying off to our south. This next little batch out here is what I've been concerned about trying to sneak in, perhaps late in the evening into overnight Friday night. Now, the models have been kind of waffling back and forth on this. And currently, most of the modeling does, in fact, keep that little second wave well off to our south. So my concern about rain Friday night and even maybe during high school football games is lower. That concern's lower than it was yesterday. So here we are at kickoff tomorrow evening, right around 7 or 8. And as you can see, latest NAM is keeping everything well off to the south. Now, some computer models other than the NAM do bring it just a shade farther north, suggesting that maybe as far north as Columbus, Zanesville, Pittsburgh, perhaps even Canton, and maybe East Liverpool might see a touch of rain tomorrow evening, but I really think that's as far north as any real light rain's going to get. And even if you're watching me from southern Columbiana County and there's a little bit of rain tomorrow evening, there won't be any lightning with it, and it will be very light, maybe just a mist if it does happen. So some good news on the Friday night football front for tomorrow evening. Let's head into the weekend then. That wave continues pushing east, so by Saturday morning, which is right here, we have low pressure over Long Island, cold front back here, and an emerging area of high pressure building in from the west on Saturday. Now, Saturday is going to be a cool day, despite some sun. Probably no higher than the mid-50s, kind of like today. At least it'll be sunnier on Saturday. I think Sunday's going to start dry, and then we've got some question marks in the forecast. Here's Sunday afternoon. The GFS model, which I'm showing you here, continues to advertise a dry day all day Sunday with the moisture staying kind of south of the line I just drew here and keeping it dry for the Browns and Steelers Sunday afternoon. Now, other models, including the European, the Canadian, and even the new NAM model, North American model, do bring in some rain. Maybe not for Brown Steelers on Sunday, but after that, and here around Youngstown, I think some of the modeling would suggest that we start to get wet maybe as early as 4, 5 o'clock Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. So some model challenges here. It's not exactly a consensus just yet, but I do think we'll have a low chance of rain in our forecast for Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. Better chance to get wet as we head into next week. This is Monday afternoon. We've got strong low pressure and a strong front out to our west on Monday. A strong southerly flow ahead of that's going to bring in some warmth, maybe even feeling a little bit muggy on Monday. Now, I don't think Monday is a particularly wet day, but there could be a shower, maybe even a thunderstorm in spots on Monday. I think the better chance to get wet is coming our way Tuesday. Let's skip ahead to Tuesday here. Tuesday, we have our low, perhaps around the Ohio River. Front up here, front back here, and warm and windy and probably unsettled on Tuesday ahead of this front. Some showers, some thunder with this as we head through our Tuesday and perhaps even Tuesday night. Locally, this could be a heavy rain event in some spots. We might be looking at an inch worth of rain here and there on Tuesday. Beyond that, models diverge again on the overall ideas for the tail end of next week. But overall, it looks to turn cooler second half of next week compared to the first half of the week. Now, the details, how cool, is there any more rain? It's a little hazy once we get out into the future past, say, Wednesday of next week. We can take a look at the latest GFS Ensemble basic flow pattern here at about the 500 millibar level, or about 18,000 feet. And this is a good level to look at to see ridges and troughs in the atmosphere. I'm going to skip ahead to next week. Here's Monday. Notice we have our nice ridge poking up along the East Coast with warmth. Here's our approaching trough with the unsettled weather on Monday. So we go into Tuesday and Wednesday. That trough continues pushing east, bringing some cool air with it, bringing some wet weather. Then at the end of next week, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. The GFS here does bring back, tail end of next week, some weak ridging, not as strong as earlier in the week. Big, deep trough on just off the west coast. Towards the end of next week. That would promote some warmth bubbling back up in the middle of the country. And then does that warmth continue translating east as we head towards, say, the 20th? We're talking the 11 to 13 day range here, probably. So overall, I think the general idea is warm to start next week, cooling off for a time at the end of next week, and then perhaps into next weekend and beyond another period of relative warmth. Although, again, models are struggling a little bit coming to an agreement on the overall ebbs and flows of the weather pattern coming up over the next 10 days or so. All right, that's today's weather for Weather Geeks. Thank you for watching, everyone. I'll see you tonight on 21 News at 6 and 11. We'll have more Weather Geeks posted Friday afternoon around, these are usually online between, say, 2:30 and 3. I post them on Facebook and Twitter. You can always find them on WFMJ.com/weather and my weather blog, which is eric@WFMJ.com.